Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And a week and a half ago, I put out a poll asking people if they wanted to see 6 videos using Elmesia as the leader for all of the Chamber of Aspect stages, where you can only bring certain types of enemy or certain forces in, and see how well she could lead these randomly hodgepodged put together teams. And looks like the overwhelming majority was let's just do one long video. So that's what we're going to do today. The gameplay I did record much earlier. I pretty much had to record it when I put that poll out, and now I'm just getting around to actually putting voiceover to it. So this is going to be a long video. It's probably going to be a lot of rambling about things that are not related to this game, because I have 6 stages to cover, and it's probably going to take like an hour or something. So if you want to hear some wild, random things that I talk about during this video, you're in the right place. So let's go ahead and get started with the first stage, which wants us to use a Fount of Wisdom team. Okay, so here we are. Fount of Wisdom, Rimuru, Hinata, Gobta, Shizu, and Albus, but having Elmesia lead. This team has a lot of blue orb changing, which is technically not what Elmesia wants, but we can make it work, because as long as we can keep things cheap, we can kind of get around. Shizu's attack buff also gives all orbs extra skill points permanently. It's only like 5%, but you stack it a few times and it'll help out. And then the free-to-play Gobta that came out with this team, he gives blues an extra 50% skill point increase, which we are most definitely going to need to do. So here's us, and we also have the skill point. No, we have a secret gauge charm on. Wonder if I should fix that. Alright, yeah, it looks like we fixed that. Okay, cool. Alright, so yeah, we're back. Yay, we changed it to skill point increase on blues, which is a lot more important than alt gauge, because we don't really care about that here. Yamza has like 1.2 million HP or something. Like, it's fairly high for a team that we're not running a good protector on. We're not getting the force buff or anything. And Elmesia is not giving us the bonus stats because she wants to lead a magic team. So we're going to get a lot of ult because of Elmesia's enamor effect. So that's why we really don't need any extra alt gauge on this team. We're already going to get a lot of it, and I don't have an alt swapping character, so if we get alts, we just have to send them, because there's no point in holding it. This is going to take us a while. You probably notice we're also going at a little bit faster speed, because I have a Kangasaur, or I bit the inside of my cheek sometime this week, and it kind of hurts, but I still have to record, and I kind of want to get this done as quick as possible. And it's going to be a long video, so probably after this I'm going to not record for a little bit and go take some more Advil or something. I don't know what I did. It's just it's a line right where my teeth meet up, so it's kind of a safe assumption that I bit it in the night or whatever, or when I was talking or eating and I didn't notice it till the day after. I don't know, but all I know is it hurts. So, Elmesia, I think is doing fine. Yamza heals himself up to a certain point once you get past a certain turn. I think it's like turn 9 where he does that. So the idea is that we're trying to get the EX ult for Hinata, and maybe someone else, depending on how much actual damage we can output here. Because I think that just doing it like turn 8 with everything, it's not enough. We have to go a few extra turns. So Elmesia is giving everyone the attack stacks, which are good, which are combined with Shizu's attack stacks, which are also giving us extra points. And then we're going to have the attack buff, and the alt buff, and the pierce, and the physical buff, and everything. And then if we can fit it, we can also use Gobta's buff, which is pierce, power, and wind attack? If we can fit it. We're in a rough spot for points most of the time anyways, so we would have to really bank on some stuff. Or maybe get some turns of greens where we can just really stack up. I don't really know. But all I know is that we are not killing on turn 8. So, what else can we talk about? So my thoughts on this 3rd anniversary so far. It's kinda not super great. There are some good things. There is a lot of free stuff coming out, It's just that the free stuff that we're getting versus the free stuff that we want is maybe not proportional, because people want free dupes for the characters. We're not getting those. People want free meta tickets. We're not getting those. We're getting all these bitch tickets for the banners, which do have Isis and Kyoko, who are good characters, but it's not, you know, primetime premium characters. And the events are oddly spaced out. Like, we took an extra, like, 3 days to get the Masked Hero, where I don't know when the final unit is coming out. Maybe she's announced tonight. You know, as of recording this is the 12th of November. Maybe we get her to a preview tonight, maybe we don't, and then we just have to wait. But then it's kind of weird because we have some missions that are time gated for the sticker choice, and it has us do like 40 runs of Jubilee, which expires in 7 days, but Jubilee's not active yet, so the longer they put that off, the shorter amount of time you have to actually do those runs, which doesn't really make sense. Like, why didn't they drop that with Jubilee? I don't know what they're doing right now. So, there have been some interesting decisions made during this 3rd anniversary, and I can't really explain them. So, it is what it is. Alright, so here's turn 8. Are we going to try and buff here? Physical buff? We might physical buff and then send her away. We don't have EX ults, though. What are we doing? Are we trying to nuke just to see what we do, or are we... He has 752k HP. I think we're doing some science right here. 109, 147. Yeah, that was not enough. Alright, well, good thing there's a part 2 to this video, which I kind of forgot about. Let's go start that one up. Okay, we're back on turn 10. I don't know if this was the same run or was a different run. We've got 211 points, so we're kind of stocking up right now. We must have EX ults on the back or something. So we got an EX ult for Rimuru. That's great. We're just, I think, yeah, we're just gathering orbs right now. Oh yeah, we have an EX ult for Hinata and a normal ult for Albus. So I think we just need to get to the 240 mark, so we could use all 3 of the big buffs, which is going to take at least one more turn. 226, 242. Okay, so now we should be ready to go. Turn 12. His defense is leaving, that's good. Does anyone have attack nerf back there? No, we're good. Okay. So we're not going to be able to use Gobta's buff. Unfortunate, but I think with this power we're going to be able to do it. So 1, 2, 3. 2 more stacks of Elmesia is another 30% attack buff on top of whatever we had gotten with Shizu earlier. And we're going to go ahead and nuke here. And this should get it done. I wouldn't have put it in if it didn't. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rimuru, 252. Albus, 246. And Hinata, 713. So, can Elmesia run a blue-focused Fount of Wisdom team? The answer is yes. Let's move on. Alright, here's the team for the next chamber, which wants us to use a World of Fantasy team. So, this is a lot better, because this is a green team. So, Elmesia is going to work fairly well here. Milim needs to have crits, so that's why we brought Water Xion, because normally Protector Frey would give crits, but we don't have that. So, Xion's going to do double duty, the guarantee crit and the water attack buff, so that'll work fairly well. We've got Shizu here again. We can do the we use as many skill points or skills as possible within the first 4 turns to help buff Milim's crit damage. And by using Elmesia, we keep them relatively cheap, and we could use a lot of them. So that's not a great run. Okay, congratulations. Let's skip ahead. Okay, turn 2. That's a lot better. We just have 1 blue orb. So we'll use an attack stack here. We will use... it looks like we already used the hero orb damage buff, which is just another skill. And then we've reset, so now let's use the orb change, another stack, the free alt swap because it's free, but it counts as a skill, so now we're going to get a lot of crit damage. And we have an alt for both Shizu and Milim. And we do have an alt swapping character here, and that's a pretty good hand. I have Alice, and yeah, I think I have Alice in the back as well, so she can handle a double blue convert. So we need to take Shizu out. So we pull in that blue orb, and then we could reset and then alt swap with the hero, and then it'll hit Milim. And I guess we can use the orb damage buff as well. We've got the points for it, or we can do that first. and use Shizu's single alt swap or single orb change. Yeah, yep. Don't forget that first. Don't use that. And then in you come, boom, 2 blues, alt swap orb change. And I mean, I guess we could probably use Millims as well, or we're gonna hold on to it. Okay. Ooh, not enough to get an Elmesia. That's kind of unfortunate, but it is enough to get the EX alt. And then by bringing Xion in, she's got turn 2 protection, so it's turn 4. So we'll actually get Elmesia next turn. So this is working actually fairly well. EX alt ready. We've used a butt ton of skills. This is the last turn to try and buff Millim's crit damage up with as many skills as possible. So, what do we do here? Another attack buff, that's for sure, because that's just free and easy points. So boom. And I mean, how much do we need to actually nuke? We need at least 80 points, because we need to use the Xion skills. Is the crit and the water attack buff together? Or do we need more than that? I actually don't remember. Alright, well, orb change, boom. And you can come in for Shizu again. And we can use the alt swap and single convert and get 5 greens here. 59 points. 123 now. Okay, I think we're gonna need 50. We need 110 plus the 25. So I think we need to go one more turn, maybe. Oh, the hero is gonna die soon. What are we doing here? What are we doing? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing today. First day back from work from it's kind of like a 4-day weekend, and I'm so lost. I recorded so many videos this first half of the month, and so many videos last month. I don't want to say I'm burning myself out. It's just I'm very tired. So I think I will enjoy December, hopefully not being as busy. Alright, so we have to use all 3. There we go. So that also has like a crit or a magic buff on Xion, which doesn't make any sense for Millim, so we're going to ult with her first. 62k, Shizu 41k, and then Millim 421, and that is enough. So that worked a lot better than running a blue team, because we were actually on a green team here. So there we go. 2 down, 4 to go. Alright, Warrior's Mind, another blue team, but this one does not really have the benefit of giving us a lot of skill points passively by using like Gobta or Shizu to give us the increase. So we've brought Earth Jean, because on turn 8 we can use her big time skill and just give ourselves 300 points, and that will be enough to use all of our primary buffs. We're not really going to worry about Jean's other buff, the weakness strike and element down, because I care more about the crit damage skills from the actual Warrior's Mind team. Guy's buff, Violet's buff, Lumi's buff. So Jean is just kind of like a free and easy cheat code where we can get around the whole I don't have a lot of skill points. So on turn 8 we need to have at least 80 points, which I think we can do. Guy is not skill fused at all, so we don't need to worry about him not giving us gauge on his orb change, because we're going to use that a lot. And that would, I mean, if he was skill fused, it would help our damage out more, but I don't think we need to do that much damage with this team. It's quite old. It's the 1.5 anniversary team. Like, it's not going to do 100 million damage like the Divine General team, and it's never going to. I don't really see a reason to give it a little bit more for a loss of gauge on an orb change, which is very, very important, because, you know, if you try and bring Guy and you don't need crits, then that makes that second part of the skill useless, and you'd be losing out on gauge then. I don't want to do that. Anyways, what was I talking about earlier? Oh, I kind of hope that December is kind of slow. That way I can kind of give myself a little bit of a break and not push so many videos out, because I don't... People who are watching this, who are maybe new, I normally don't do like 3 videos a day. I do 1 video a day. Which is still, I think, a decent amount for a game that doesn't have the biggest player base or the most hype around it. Like this isn't Star Rail, this isn't Dokkan, it's Slime Isekai Memories. So, I mean, one video a day I think is plenty for most times, but you know, with the anniversaries and all that, like yeah, there's more players coming in, so I want to make sure they've got ample, you know, things to watch and things that'll make sense and help them out. But this kind of like 3 video a day schedule is something like full-time YouTubers would do. And I am not a full-time YouTuber. I spend a fuck ton of time doing this, but I don't rely on YouTube as my sole source of income. Like, it's not my primary job that pays the rent. I have my own big boy job for that. So this is just a really time-consuming hobby at the end of the day. And yeah, it's not. I normally don't put this many videos out. I'm kind of tired. Probably why my voice kind of hurts a lot of the time now, and maybe why I bit my cheek somewhere in there because I'm just using my fucking voice too much. I don't know. Am I whining a bit? Yeah, kind of maybe. I think we're gonna send Guy away now, huh? We don't have an orange converter, do we? No, we don't. Okay, no, we can do that. Violet can come in. And then we can send these 2 ults, because I don't really care about them. They're not going to do the most damage, and we still have 2 more turns to go until we hit that maximum cap. Oh yeah, we can bring Jean in and send all 3. That works. We forgot to use a stack of Elmesia before we sent Guy away. But, not a big deal. We're still going to get the attack buff regardless of where he is, it's just the resetting. Need to make sure that works out. But now that we've sent all those ults, we've guaranteed that Rimaru's single ult swap will hit. We'll hit Guy. So we'll do this. We'll ult swap away. We can bring Violet in for Jean, and then convert all those after we, convert. And then it leaves 1 green, 1 orange, and we can use Elmesia to reset, and then we can use Guy's convert. And then next turn, we just have to ensure that we have 80 points. Which with this full hand should give us, just enough. 83. And we use the ult rush to give Rimaru his ult or Violet her ult? Give everyone their ult. Okay, that's fine, whatever. It's not like we're not going to kill with Guy. So 83 points. Looks kind of bad, but we'll bring Jean in for probably Rimaru. Because we kind of need Violet's buff. Yeah, so you come in for Rimaru. Your 80 cost skill lowers everything back down to the minimum cost, but also gives us 300 skill points. So now we can bring in Lumi from the back, and then we can use the Guy buff, the Violet buff, the Lumi buff, and that should be enough. Should be enough damage. Oh, we never used the Lumi skill. Yeah, it's kind of expensive. We probably didn't have the points for it anytime. Alright, double stack of Elmesia, another 30% attack buff for everyone before we nuke here, and this should be free and easy now. Does Violet kill before we... 693, okay, and Guy does 1.4. Well, there we go. We didn't even need to stress out and wait for like 6 more turns to get 240 points. We just use Jean and kind of cheat our way there. It works. It works. It's maybe not what you call the most prettiest thing in the world, but it certainly works. Alright, next up is the Goddess of Destiny team. And this is another green-focused team, and because we have Soka, who can give us perpetually future hands of greens, and then being able to reset her, I mean, this should work pretty well. It's just that now we don't have anyone to give us guaranteed crits for Shuna, so that is the only... I think a major problem that we're going to run into. I probably could have dropped the hero for someone to give crits if there was someone available. I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head if there was someone I could put on the team to give guaranteed crits to Shuna. But as long as we can get Soka up and running, I mean, we're not really going to worry about points because we have the green buff from Rain. So we're going to get a lot of points, we're going to get a lot of Elmesia, we have Shuna who can triple orb steal, and she could eliminate a lot of RNG. And now 40 points, boom. And now pretty much after this turn, we're always going to have guaranteed hands of greens. So that eliminates a lot of the problem. Okay, thanks for that. You got one more in you? Please, sir, could I have some more? Oh, okay, no. Alright. Oh, we're binded. Well, good thing we have the alt swapper up front. So alt swap and Elmesia to reset everything, and then we'll use Soka again. And I think we just continue this until we get a bunch of EX alts. I mean, this gets Shuna's EX alt, but you know, we're missing a pretty hefty buff on her because she gives herself light attack and crit damage, and we have no one to give us crit unless we hit it naturally, which 2% chance? I don't really know about that one. So, do we... What do we do here? Do we just send it? After we reset with Elmesia so we can use the future Hannah Greens again? Probably. Alright, what else is going on today? Probably by the time this video goes up, it will have already happened, but I have met Nature IRL. He is here in my domain of the Pacific Northwest, and we met up, and yeah, probably this video is going to drop next week or something, probably, or this weekend, and the final unit for the Divine General team would have already come out, and we probably already did our IRL collab summons, so I'll probably speak to that in future tense. It was pretty fun. Not that it actually happened yet, but I'm assuming that it was pretty fun, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the collab summons. It's not really going to happen anymore because he's moving to Japan, so I'm not really going to be able to do it IRL with him unless I go to Japan, which I do want to go to Japan at some point when I have more time and money. Mainly more money, because I will go buck fucking wild buying more figures to the point where I'm probably going to have to buy suitcases while I'm there and then bring them back, or I'll just straight up just ship boxes of figures to my place and I'll pick them up when I get back. Either way, I did buy 3 more figures yesterday. Yesterday being Monday 11/11. Probably already showed them off in a video too. Speaking in the future, it's hard. Yeah, we're what, 3 teams in, and I've already run out of things to talk about in this long video. That's probably going to take like at least 45 minutes to record overall, over like the full amount of time. Which actually isn't really that long compared to some videos I can put out, because I can do half-hour showcases, easy peasy lemon squeezy. But as for having to ramble about stupid things, I'm not really good at that. Small talk is not my forte, and I would definitely consider this kind of small talk. No real point. It doesn't go anywhere. It's just kind of random thoughts that pop into my head. So if you like listening to me ramble, well then yeah, you're in the right place, as I said earlier. And if you don't, well, you probably already clicked off this video and you didn't even make it this far. So shout out to all the people who did make it through half of the video already. Congratulations to you. Thanks for being the real G's. If you have made it this far, let me know in the comments. Tell me a funny dad joke, if you got any of them. That will be how I know that you made it halfway through the video, because I gave you an instruction and you followed instructions, because all of you are really good at following instructions, right? When I say not to summon, you don't summon, right? Right? Yeah, right. Yep, yep, I see you all shaking your heads, nodding in approval, with grimaces in your teeth and looking not at the screen because you're too ashamed to admit that you can never follow my directions and you summon on everything because you have all lack discipline and 0 self-control, and you summon on anything because your itchy, grubby little fingers are like, I can't stop myself. Oh, hey, look, we beat the stage. Congratulations! We led the Gods of Destiny team. Let's move on while I insult you more. This one doesn't seem very long, so we'll just let it run at normal speed. Summer Memories team with with the Divine General. Somehow we could bring both of them, so this should not be overly difficult. We've got Summer Millum, we've got Visions of Coleus Reimu for Rainbow Orbs, we've got the new Diablo and Raphael. This will work out pretty well. So, oh, I was insulting you guys for, I know that you don't listen to me. I know that you spend because you can't stop yourself, because it's ingrained in your head that you must spend any crystals you acquire. There's like 10 people out there probably that actually have listened to me for the past like 6 months and didn't summon on anything. Okay, this is a dead run. And didn't summon anything leading into this 3rd anniversary. And how do you feel about that? Like, not me telling you what to do, but like now that we're here, now that we have the triple featured unit banner that I was going on and on about, like, was it worth it? Honestly, I do want to know. Do you feel like waiting 6 months and not summoning and, you know, not picking up some of those other characters, is it worth it? Is the Divine General team worth it in your eyes? Not my eyes, your eyes. To spend so much time waiting and missing out on other characters. If I were to be asked that question, for Diablo and Raphael and Elmesia by themselves, I would still say yes. Unfortunately, the thing that really holds the team back is Gazel. Like, really holds them back. Single orb changer, only gives skill points on Divine General orbs, so you need to build a team full of Divine Generals, which if you do, you have 3 of them guaranteed right here, but I also have every single unit, so I'm not really a fair comparison, right? Speaking from people who had to not summon and couldn't summon this entire time, like, is that a good thing? I'm probably leaning towards no, but, you know, looking at the other teams that came out, like, Antagonist is pretty good. Protector of Peace is just this team, but much, much worse. Prosper is stupid. Ogre's Pride was pretty good. That was the most damage we've ever done until now. But I think the best unit out of there is Soe. Momiji is a good AoE fire nuker, which is cool. She's got 2 buffs that help herself, but I think Soe ends up being the more useful unit out of them. And who else came before that? Prosper. I don't have the spreadsheet open. I could probably open it right now. Spreadsheet, show me the way. Oh, the Octagram Demon Lord, that half meta that came out with Antagonist. Prosper. Commander. Shizu, I think, is the best character to come out of there. Renard's a good default protector for stacking blues. That's fine. And then Exalted Champions, everyone who was playing during then should have summoned on that, because that was another triple featured unit banner. And is Exalted Champions triple banner better than the Divine General triple banner? I don't know. Milim is kind of limited. She's only a DPS with a gimmick. And, you know, looking back on my top 5 worst characters of 2024, I put Tempest Elite Rimuru because he's not really doing much at the very top. And I feel like I misrepresented Exalted Champion Milim. And it's purely because they were on different teams that worked differently. You know, Rimuru had Trainee, and that's just bad. Milim had Belzard, who's really good, and I think that kind of swayed my opinion. But if I were to revisit that, I would probably put both of them in top 1, because they both don't really do much. They're both single-target DPS with gimmicks. So, yeah, they probably deserve to be together in that top most worst unit of 2024 slot that I put. But, you know, Guy's really good for what he needs to do. Belzard's really, really, really good. Rimuru is... I think we weren't too high on him when he first came out, but I think public opinion has changed a little bit, because he is quite useful now, especially on burst teams, where you're only needing to alt swap once and you get those rainbows, and that works out fairly well. The Masked Hero, she's a give or take. I mean, we got a new one now, and she's also a give or take. I miss the days when the OG Masked Hero was just the best hero, because it seems that like every other heroes that come out have been okay, but not nearly as good as what the OG Masked Hero does and did 2.5 years ago. I wonder if that's because they made her too good and they couldn't nerf her, and they're like, okay, well, we can't make them all this good. I don't know. Alright, so turn 5, we are ready to go. We have the synergy buff, we have the dark buff. 108, Diablo 119, and Milim does 471. and that is enough to kill. Alright, well, there's Elmesia leading Summer Memories, which is actually more just like a Divine General team. But hey, whatever. It works, doesn't it? Let's move on to the final stage now. Alright, and the final stage is the Vengeance team, which we kind of already did. I think today, being the 12th, the video went out about using Elmesia to lead the Vengeance team. And we found out that, I mean, it kind of works. It kind of doesn't. I blame it more on the restrictions of this stage, where you can only bring certain units, because if we had access to Overlord Shizu and we could just triple alt swap every single turn and continue to send 6 greens forever and ever and ever, like, it would work a whole butt ton better, but we can't, because she's not on any of the forces that you're allowed to bring in this fight. In fact, I don't know if you can bring any alt swappers into this fight, and it really hurts how this team wants to run. So this was not ideal. But we're here anyways, so I think I just picked up the same team and used it again. Yeah, Sufia, Veldora, Gazel, Yom, Raphael. And that's pretty much what we're gonna have to do. And then every single turn we're gonna get alts, because we're getting 75% goddamn alt gauge from the Enamor being on all 3 enemies, and it just makes this team just a lot worse to run. And a lot more time consuming, because you're not able to put as many stacks on. 1, because you're not using Belzard, and 2, you're only sending 3 greens every turn, plus 3 alts on most turns, and that's just not what you want to do. So, this is the end of the video. We've made it all 6 stages, so again, congratulations. We still have another 7 minutes to go in this video clip, but hey, whatever. What are the things I wanted to know in this video? 1, dad jokes again, right? For making it halfway during the Gods of Destiny stage. Dad jokes, let me know that you actually made it that far and you actually watched my videos. Thank you for that. How was it worth waiting and not spending crystals to save for the triple featured banner for the 3rd Annie? Now that we have the triple featured banner for the 3rd Annie, what is your opinion on the waiting, or should you have maybe not listened to me and summoned a little bit on previous banners? Let me know. I'll probably make that its own video. In the future, like, looking back, hindsight's 2020 kind of thing or something. What else do I want to know? Oh, hey, did you know that I have a map behind my computer screens that I use to pin the locations of my subscribers across the world? So if you want, and you have not already done so in one of my past streams where I did this, if you would like to shout out your country that you reside in, I can go through the comments and I can put a pin on whatever country you reside in, and it gives me a clearer picture of, you know, where my viewership is. There's a lot of people in Europe. There's a lot of people in South America. There's a few people in Australia. Africa is still kind of empty, but I do have, like, I think 2 people from Egypt and a couple people from Morocco. I can't really see because the screen's blocking it and I'm standing up right now. But, you know, there's even people in Russia that have watched me. And, you know, Southeast Asia, I got New Zealand. I've got some island in between New Zealand and Australia. I can't remember who that was, but they're there in the middle of the ocean. So yeah, if you want to, yeah, I mean, you certainly don't have to. Like, that's private information. If you don't want to tell me, I can see the analytics of where, like, a lot of my viewers come from, and most of them are in the United States, and then a lot of them are separate countries. And I could just start putting a whole ton of pins there. But if you want to, you know, maybe get personalized, I guess, you can let me know in the comments, and I will respond to you saying I have pinned you on your whatever country you live in, if you want to partake in that. And I think it just does. It gives me a better idea of where people are coming from, and also what fucking time zones you guys live in. Like, yeah, I have to wake up at 3 a.m. for the Developer live streams, but it's like noon for some people. Like, oh, perfect time, and in that case, I'm kind of jealous. But also, at the same time, when content drops for me at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., and it's 4 in the morning for you, like, oh, yeah, I'd rather have my time zone then. There's some give and take. So, Vengeance. We're already on turn 8, and we've done 24 stacks of Vengeance? That's awful, oh my god. We have 5 alts. No matter what we do, we have an alt. That is not what I want to see. I honestly, I don't know what is stopping the developers from bringing back all the beatdown battles and putting it into a playlist like Tempered Edges or Conquest is. Like, these are stages that you need to do, right, to get the free-to-play units. Like, are they worried about not making revenue from these old teams that came out a year ago? Like, who the fuck is summoning on a World of Fantasy rerun? Like, idiots are, I guess, that's the best way to put it. It's like, what? If you're gonna put units on World of Fantasy, I would like a place to use them where I'm unrestricted and I don't have to, cut out 3/4 of my box just because the stage says you can't use them. Like, just give me the fucking beatdown battles, man. You don't have to bring the banners back with it. You could rotate those out. You could put them on weird other bait kind of thingamabobbers, but just give me the fucking stages. Give me something to do with the teams and the units that you continually keep buffing up and up. Like, Warrior's Mind gets a lot of teams. I can't do that stage unrestricted, though. I could do the one that's in the chamber that we did today. Yeah, sure, fine. That's cool, but I also can't use 3/4 of my fucking units. And if I'm going to pay money to get units, I would like to use them. I would like to use them. I get that some stages can be restricted, and that's not new for certain games, a lot of games, but also, like, give me something challenging to do with them, where their teams are not fully nerfed. Like, I don't really get it. I don't. It's one of the biggest pet peeves I have for this game. Besides the skill fusion requirement still being level 100 for old fucking OG 2021 release characters, like, no, none of them are that good. None of them, no, why, there's no reason why they need to be level 100 to do that. That's another thing. Predator battles not having more attempts or giving us better materials when you put out 5 new units every fucking month and you get 4 perfect strikings, the rainbow circles, in like a day. Like, ooh, whoop-de-doo, you need 28 of them for a single unit. Fuck off. There are a lot of things I would change about this game to make it better for people. Not just myself, like, not just for whales. The skill fusion requirement doesn't affect me because I have everyone at 100. It doesn't matter, but it matters to other people. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, I'm trying to advocate for the people. The skill enhancement materials, yeah, that affects everyone too, especially newer players who are pulling all these new units. Like, you have all these 5 stars and you have 10 perfect strikings to spread out between them. Like, you're meant to play the game with level 10 skills. Like, it's not like a whale kind of thing where, no, only the people who spend money have skills enhanced at level 10. No, that's for dupes and alts, not for skills. You're meant to play the game with level 10 skills, so why are you fucking time gating us for all of it? New players really hurt by that. Like, I can get around it. I've been playing for 3 years straight. I have the materials to get everyone up there, and then I can just recuperate all of them over the next month and then spend them all again. New players can't do that. Skill fusions I can do, new players can't do that. And old units are certainly, again, not worth it at this point. Some of them get good skill fusions, most of them are ass. So why are you making ass skill fusions require so much? Oh, look, we did it. 14 turns. Alright, well, that's my little rant, plus my questions, plus the map pinning thing, plus me ranting about random things. Hopefully you enjoyed this very off-the-cuff video. And yeah, if you are following directions, put it down in the comments, everything that I told you guys to do. That way I know that people are actually watching me and it's not all a waste. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.